The experiment that turned neighbors against each other. They said nothing was being tested. That was the first lie, small, reasonable, and almost kind. The neighborhood of Alder Court had never been remarkable. 28 identical townhouses, beige siding, narrow driveways, and a shared green where children played and dogs did their necessary business. People waved. They borrowed ladders. On summer nights, they sat outside with plastic cups and complained about property taxes. Then the app arrived. It was introduced as a community safety and engagement platform, rolled out quietly through a partnership between the city council and a private analytics firm whose name most residents never noticed. The app promised convenience, package theft alerts, noise complaints, lost pets. Participation was technically optional, but a letter from the city strongly encouraged downloads, noting that future neighborhood services might be coordinated through it. Within a month, almost everyone was on it. At first, it worked exactly as advertised. Someone posted about a missing cat, another warned about a suspicious van. The posts were polite, grateful. The app awarded little badges for civic participation. People liked those. What no one knew, what the consent forms buried in fine print did not plainly state, was that the app was part of a behavioral experiment. The firm wanted to study how trust shifted in small populations when information was selectively framed. So they began to adjust the feed. Not false information exactly, just emphasis. If Mrs. Klein reported loud music at 11:10 p.m., some neighbors saw her post labeled Community Courtesy Reminder. Others saw Repeated Noise Violation. If Mark from Unit 14 logged a lost package, a few residents received a neutral alert. A few others saw Third Package Theft this month. Patterns were implied where none existed. The algorithm grouped residents into unseen categories based on response speed, tone, prior complaints, and showed each group a slightly different version of Alder Court. By autumn, conversations changed. People stopped waving. Someone posted anonymously, "Funny how some people think rules don't apply to them." Another replied, "Maybe if certain residents cared about safety, this wouldn't be an issue." No names were mentioned. Everyone felt named. At a block meeting in October, voices rose over a proposal to install additional cameras. Half the room believed theft was escalating. The other half insisted crime was unchanged. They accused each other of exaggeration, denial, paranoia. "Look at the reports," someone said. "I have," someone else snapped. "They don't say that." Both were telling the truth. Friendships cracked along invisible lines. Invitations stopped. Parents warned children away from certain houses without being able to explain why. The shared green emptied out. Then came the incident. And firework, just one, went off near the mailboxes in December. No damage, no injuries, but the app lit up. Some residents saw possible explosive device reported. Others saw minor disturbance. A smaller group received a push notification suggesting a pattern of escalating disorder. Police arrived, so did a local news van. Alder Court made the evening broadcast. The next day, the city announced the program would be paused pending review. The analytics firm issued a statement about valuable insights and no evidence of direct harm. The app went dark, but the damage didn't. Without the feed, neighbors tried to compare notes. They realized their experiences didn't align. Posts remembered by some had never been seen by others. Screenshots didn't match. Histories contradicted each other. Trust once cracked did not reseal. People wondered who had reported whom, who had been flagged as a problem, who had seen the worst version of them. Mrs. Klein stopped attending meetings. Mark put up a fence. The green stayed empty even in spring. Years later, a journalist uncovered internal documents through a records request. Alder Court was listed as Test Site 17B. The goal, measure how quickly communal bonds erode under asymmetric information. The report concluded the experiment was a success. No one from Alder Court was interviewed. They didn't need to be. The results were visible in the silence between houses, in the way doors closed quickly, in a place once held together by small kindnesses, never quite remembered how to trust itself again. The experiment ended. The neighborhood didn't.